Good Wednesday evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Western Mass News at 6. I'm Chris Pisano. Any minute now, state health officials are expected to release their updated map of communities considered high risk for COVID-19 infection. Currently, South Hadley is the only community considered high risk in red. Granby, which was considered high risk a couple weeks ago, is now back to white with fewer than 5 reported cases. This data driving decisions in these communities and raising questions about how the virus is spreading. Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo joins us live with more. Audrey?
Officials in South Hadley say most people are following the rules, wearing masks and maintaining 6 feet of social distance. However, the town administrator says it only took one party to throw the community into the high-risk category on the state's COVID-19 map.
The tracing quickly identified the source as a party outside of town that some 19 to 20-year-olds attended.
What happened in Amherst certainly didn't stay in Amherst. South Hadley Town Administrator Michael Sullivan tells Western Mass News a party in that town led to 12 out of the 18 cases of COVID-19 in his town.
When we spoke to the governor's team, COVID response team, they were very interested in that phenomenon.
The party, which Sullivan says took place in an apartment, is not the only example of one event causing a COVID-19 ripple effect. Researchers from the Broad Institute of Harvard and MIT claim the February Biogen conference in Boston led to 20,000 coronavirus cases by May.
Maybe there is a little feeling of invincibility.
As for South Hadley, a college town bordering another college town, Sullivan believes more public health messaging needs to be geared towards young people. He says he's less concerned about the students living at the schools and more concerned about those off campus.
That's the kind of interaction that's going to challenge us as far as controlling the virus.
In Granby, the town went from a high-risk community back to only having a handful of cases in a short period of time. However, the school district made the decision to begin fully remote on September 15th. As for when they transfer into their phased-in hybrid instruction is still up in the air, according to documents sent to parents.
We're basically just waiting on the Board of Health to tell the school what they can and cannot do.
Kim Goldsmith has children in the Granby Elementary School. Even when students go back for the hybrid plan, Goldsmith says parents are unsure if the school would be closed down again should the town flip back into the red high-risk category.
If I was a single parent or I had a job that required me to be there 40 hours or more a week, this would be super stressful, even flipping back and forth from this red and this white.
Again, we are awaiting the latest data on these communities from state health officials. We'll continue to update you both on air and online with the latest. Reporting live, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.
Audrey, thanks for that live report. Massachusetts residents on unemployment the first 3 weeks of August are anxiously awaiting an extra $300 for each of those weeks. Extra money that could be used to help stimulate the economy. A Western Mass News reporter, Sarah Gurnelli, joins us live after speaking with a professor of economics to see what financial impact this could have on our state.
Chris, experts say that the extra $300 on unemployment will only last for 3 weeks. They say most likely people will save that money instead of spending it, and that's something that could hurt the economy. The extra $600 federal unemployment benefit that ended in July was set up to help those who are unemployed during the pandemic, while also stimulating the economy.
Some of the numbers we had coming out over the summer, really May, June, July, was really numbers buoyed by the extra $600 of unemployment insurance, plus the $1,200 stimulus check that went out to a lot of households. And retailers said this was big. And you see Walmart, Amazon, Target all had really good quarters over the summer, largely, they say, because of that extra money.
Massachusetts has now been approved by the federal government to give $300 a week for 3 weeks for those on unemployment in August. Carl Petrick, an economic expert, tells Western Mass News the economy could take a hit if people aren't spending, and it could lead to store employees' hours being shortened or jobs being cut.
The problem is you're going to get the money, but only for 3 weeks. It'll help people catch up. People had a big slowdown in what they were able to buy and things like that because of the loss of the extended unemployment benefits.
This comes as the state's annual tax-free weekend is happening this Saturday and Sunday, something Governor Charlie Baker played up on Tuesday.
This year in particular, this sales tax holiday is very important, and particularly important for local businesses in your communities. We would urge you all to get out and to shop safely.
Petrick says it may be hard for some people to head out to shop when they already are strapped for cash.
It's likely that people will try to, even with the tax-free weekend, not have a big incentive to go out and spend, which is really bad. The small businesses really look forward to the tax-free weekend to get a lot of sales.
Petrick says it's important to have another federal stimulus package. That's because money in people's pockets means money spent at businesses. Live in Springfield, I'm Sarah Gurnelli for Western Mass News.
Sarah, thank you for that report. It's move-in day for incoming freshmen at Western New England University, where most classes will be taught in person. The Western Mass News anchor Beth Ward spent some time on campus today. She joins us live with more on the dozens of new safety protocols to keep students and staff safe and on campus. Beth?
Well, Chris, yeah, that is the goal at Western New England University. I'm told, like so many other colleges and universities, with so many new safety protocols in place. Now, reaching that goal really all depends on the students.
I'm a freshman majoring in mechanical engineering, and I'm playing on the baseball team here.
Robert Zawacki and his parents made the trip from Waterford, Connecticut to get Robert settled into his new dorm at Western New England University.
I mean, I'm excited, especially since I've been with my parents and with my family the past 6 months. I'm kind of excited to leave.
Freshmen are moving in at staggered times over the next 24 hours to avoid crowds.
I always brought in my sister, my older sister, and my older brother to college, and I think it was a lot more crazy. There's a lot more people. This is more organized, so I kind of liked it like this.
Hi, how are you? The first stop?
They are starting with their entry testing for COVID-19.
Brian Gross, Vice President of Enrollment Management and Marketing, tells Western Mass News they've worked tirelessly on safety. All buildings are one-directional, one way in, one way out. They've hired close to 24 extra cleaning staff, random COVID testing. The list goes on.
We are certainly monitoring what's happening nationally, what's happening regionally. We think we have a distinct advantage over the very large public institutions in that we have a lot of space. We naturally have small class sizes.
75% of classes are in person, 15% a hybrid, 10% remote. Gross says they've done everything they can. The rest is up to students.
I cannot stress enough how important it is that our students understand that if they don't follow the safety protocols, if they don't take personal accountability, we will not be here on ground.
The football field will serve as this weekend's entertainment venue, movies and other events planned with room to socially distance. Elsewhere, there is a zero-tolerance policy on parties and gatherings.
We've instituted a program by which students will be fined and potentially suspended if they violate the state regulations regarding large gatherings.
Our freshman Robert's parents are feeling confident.
I do. I feel very confident in the school. We've gotten to talk to like his coach and all the other administrators here, and I feel very confident in the college. He's going to be well taken care of.
A final piece of advice from Mom.
To make good choices and, to wear a mask. He has lots of hand sanitizer in his room, lots of wipes in his room, just to be mindful.
What we bring to college these days. Well, we're told that as for gatherings, even if you rent a house or an apartment off campus, you must follow state safety guidelines. That includes no more than 10 people indoors, no more than 50 people out, and that everyone must wear masks. There is also a new campaign in place, See Something, Say Something policy for any student or staff to report a party or large gathering anonymously. Reporting live from home, Beth Ward, Western Mass News.
Beth, thank you. And for more coverage on the coronavirus emergency as it develops, log on to our free Western Mass News streaming app. Turning now to Campaign 2020, the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court reaffirms the deadline set for voters to return their state primary ballots. All primary ballots must reach the appropriate local election office no later than 8 p.m. on September 1st in order for them to be counted. A list of ballot return locations is posted on our website. westernmassnews.com.